I rise today to present legislation that would stop the transfer of F-16's and Abrams tanks to Egypt. I think it particularly unwise to send tanks and our most sophisticated fighter planes to Egypt at a time in which many are saying the country may be unraveling. Ironically, a year ago, the Arab Spring occurred. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered in Tahrir Square to protest against a government that was instituting martial law. Ironically, the current president now has instituted martial law, and once again the dreaded indefinite detention is threatened to citizens in Egypt. As the rioting expands, many see Egypt descending into chaos. What is President Obama's response to this? To send them some of the most sophisticated weapons we have, F-16 fighters and Abrams tanks. I think this is particularly unwise, and this legislation will stop it. I think this is particularly unwise since Egypt is currently governed by a religious zealot who said recently that Jews were bloodsuckers and descendants of apes and pigs. This doesn't sound like the kind of stable personality that we would be sending our most sophisticated weapons to. I think it's a grave mistake to send F-16s and Abrams tanks to a country that last year detained American citizens on trumped-up political charges, to a country that currently is still detaining Egyptian citizens on trumped-up political charges. I think it's a blunder of the first proportion to send sophisticated weapons to a country that allowed a mob to attack our embassy and to burn our flag. I find it objectionable to send weapons, F-16s and tanks, to a country that allowed a mob chanting "Death to America" to threaten our American diplomats. I am concerned that these weapons, some of the most sophisticated weapons in the world, someday may be used against Israel. I'm concerned that these weapons threaten Israel's security and that sending weapons to a country with a president who recently was seen to be chanting "Amen" to a cleric that was saying "Death to Israel" and "Death to those who support Israel." I think it's foolhardy to support and send arms to both sides of an arms race. We send 20 F-16s to Egypt, which already has 240 F-16s. We send 20 in addition. What does Israel feel? They've got to have 2 for every 1 Egypt has. It escalates an arms race and makes it more difficult for Israel to defend herself. Today we have a chance to stop this folly. I urge my senators to instruct the president that we will not send any more F-16s and any more Abrams tanks to the current government of Egypt. Thank you, Mr. President, and I yield back my time.